subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest updates. Cyclone Amphan is moving ever closer to the coast of India this evening, overnight tonight. Unexpectedly perhaps, still moving due north at this point at 18.1 degrees north, 86.8 degrees east. Still a category 3 hanging on at that intensity right now, with winds of 185 kilometers per hour and a central pressure of 947 millibars moving north at 15 kilometers per hour. It's just dropped down to a CDPS stage 5, still devastating consequences possible, and we now could actually be looking at a landfall at the Paradip region area, somewhere around there, in the next 12 hours. There could be some ferocious wind speeds by the time it gets there, and extremely high amounts of rainfall, which will probably total more than 250 millimeters. It's looking more and more likely that the storm will continue to track north and make landfall sooner now, and here it is, its current location placed on the map as of 1:30 a.m. It's 130 miles from Puri, 171 from Cuttack, 232 from Balasore, 322 from KOLKATA and 455 from Dhaka. The same warnings that we had outposted earlier remain in effect, as you can see there on that image. Here's what the estimates are right now. The IMD, actually the highest out of anyone, at 120 miles per hour. We're currently at 115, so is the JTWC. The satellite techniques are the ones that are lagging there on that imagery, on that image there. Basically because the storm looks terrible, but it's coming off from that very extraordinary peak yesterday, so the lag rate is really something to take into account. Here's the track forecast for the storm. We're still expecting it to graze the coast and move towards the northeast, and still a landfall near the Bangladesh-India border or in West Bengal. Landfall though, we're not expecting a major landfall anymore. That is category 3 or higher. We're now expecting a category 2 or maybe, hopefully, a category 1. And that hopefully that this storm will weaken very quickly from here on in. No evidence that it is substantially weakening just yet, but there are some signs of hope that in the next few hours we may see a complete capitulation, and it might be on its final throes right now. Well, looking at the precipitable water, that's what we're looking at here. All those red areas, that's huge plumes of moisture that are moving inland towards the Himalayas. Of course, those extremely high mountains buffering anything from moving beyond there. But you can see contained in the Ganges River Delta region, lots of rainfall on the way. Sea surface temperatures fairly warm. I'll do the conversions for you if you struggle with Fahrenheit, because that's what's displayed here. In the 80s there. In Celsius, that's around 29 or 30 degrees Celsius around this storm right now. And this is the wind forecast over the next 3 days, beginning with those yellows, which are hurricane force winds, then onto the greens, which are tropical storm force. As we watch this loop again, there it is, starting that weakening process, and GFS model there only calling for minimal category 1 landfall. That would be much better news, but we are still looking at potentially catastrophic conditions, because the storm surge from this storm will still be much higher than what the intensity would suggest, again due to the lag. Wind shear is higher, around 25 knots by now, so that's moderate amounts of wind shear, which will certainly probably prevent the storm from intensifying anymore now. So a weakening trend still on the way, relative humidity also getting poorer, and the track forecast is in a somewhat good agreement. All of them except one though having it on the Indian side. Here is the latest satellite imagery, and you can see this massive blob on the infrared. Well, we can enhance that infrared for you so you can look at some of the very impressive cloud tops. The blacks there, that's over minus 90 degrees Celsius cloud tops, which are very high indeed. You may be looking at what looks like might be an eye there. We're not sure. It's probably overshooting tops, which makes it look like there's an eye underneath that, but we don't think so. We'll have more updates every 6 hours. Check out our new look cyclone tracker on the Force 13 website for the latest up-to-date information. You can also find us, of course, on our YouTube channel, search Force 13, and also on Facebook and Twitter, Force 13 at Force 13 on Twitter for the latest updates. You can also help the project become even better by becoming an ultimate fan on YouTube. To see the full list of Ultimate Fan benefits and to join, visit youtube.com/force13/join. With a special thanks to our top supporters this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.